Isaac and his mother lived alone in a small house.
How do you like milk ducts? I saw that picture on Reddit. I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of milk ducts at all. How is it possible to get second hidden wisdom teeth? Look it up. It's a thing. Gotta write a 4-minute speech for college. Got any tips? Well, what's the fucking subject? Like, what, just any speech? Talk about your bowel movements. Are you gonna post your thoughts on the Sri Lanka attack? Yeah, the stream is VODed. I mean, the VOD is recorded. It's unlisted, but it's on my Stream VODs playlist. Go check it out. Salivala, you know why I'm sad. What kind of computer do you have? I have an MSI gaming laptop. Are you currently searching for employment in your field? Fuck that. Why the fuck would I accept some shitty minimum wage desk job repping for some tiny local non-profit when I could stream and share videos with hundreds of thousands of people? Nah. Thank you, Salivala. I appreciate it. Alright. I think I'm gonna... It hurts so much to talk. I think I'm gonna save my mouth for interesting questions. Is streaming your job now? Well, I'm getting paid like it's my job. I'm treating it like it's my job. Okay. To those of you curious, this is a game called The Binding of Isaac. It's a top-down roguelike. It's a very good roguelike. It's been a classic, a staple in the roguelike genre for years. And, yeah, I'm gonna play some of that. I know nothing of Anton Pennacook. White supremacy is for losers feeling on height supremacy. I would love to make a joke about this, but I know dudes that unironically want to kill themselves because they're, like, 5'3", so I'm not gonna. Oh, dear. Thoughts on lefty gun clubs? I am a fan of leftist gun ownership. Ooh. Woo! Are you opposed to the possibility that Isaac from the Binding of Isaac might be an ANCAP? Maybe we'll get to the bottom of that particular question in this run, one hopes. What's your favorite item from this game? I love Rubber Cement too. I think my favorite item might be Jacob's Ladder. What kind of leftcom are you? An arco-syndicalist. Is Chomsky intelligent? What kind of fucking idiot could accuse Chomsky of not being intelligent? I mean, you can disagree with what he says, but to accuse him of being unintelligent is the fucking height of folly. How do I not cry when kids say global warming is a hoax at school? I genuinely don't have an answer to that. When I am occasionally reminded that there are people who unironically think global warming is a hoax, I want to fucking kill myself. So, I don't have any advice on that front. Would you throw poop at the heck off commie guy? How did you get a leaked variant of my debate strategy with him next month? Mega Bean. Do I want this? Nah. Devil Dio, I'm afraid I'm not familiar with the content of any of the 3 people you just mentioned. I'm a pretty insular person. I didn't really develop my lefty opinions from, like, following a bunch of lefties on YouTube. Not that there's anything wrong with that, guys. Hyena, I'm not doing a John Doyle video. Do you like Undertale? Yeah, what kind of fucking idiot doesn't? Everyone loves Undertale. Great game. Gonna have long-lasting impact in the industry. Woo! Nearly got hit. What can I do to help Zoomers who identify as a fascist? Determine their core underlying values. If they are the same as yours, that is to say, to make people's lives better, try to show them how fascism is not a good way of doing this. If they're different from yours, if they don't really care about making the lives of, say, black people better, then fuck them. Don't actually fuck them. If they're Zoomers, they're probably underaged. But fuck them, you know? Oh, God. These little intestine babies are gonna give me a run for my fucking money. Whoa! No. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, Christ. I'm gonna come. No, 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 no. Okay. We got one down. These are actually a pretty uncommon, like, first floor boss. Ah! Ricky XO, thanks for the $2. You are handsome and smart, not as handsome and smart as you are, friend. Thank you. Do you drive a car or public transport everywhere? Unfortunately, neither. I have to walk or take Ubers. The public transit in my city is abysmal. Shit. And, I don't have a car. I've recently become a viewer of yours, Des Tinies, and other leftists. Before that, Ben Shapiro, Yiannopoulos fanboy. Thanks for helping me become more open-minded. Must more left. Oh, well, fuck yeah, friend. Listen, there is nothing on earth that makes me happier than to know that I have, I suppose, helped a right-leaning person develop a more comprehensive understanding of the political situation within which we live. I'm really glad that it's gotten better for you. Not to sound patronizing. No bike? No, I don't own a bike. Can you look at Hunter Avallone's video, The Left Betrays Illegal Immigrants? Why? It's probably dumb. Haven't I done enough with Hunter Avallone? Hunter Avallone challenged me on Twitter. I accepted the challenge, shit on a bunch of his videos, shit on a fan of his, and now he's not responding to my tweets. What? I feel like I'm done. He may be big in that he gets a lot of viewers, but in the sense in which it truly matters, that is to say, in brainway, he is very small. Very small man. Very dumb. Is Milo Yiannopoulos a fascist? Unquestionably he is. Yeah. But he's irrelevant, so don't worry about him. Trash tier item, but I'll take it. Peeper. Can we do a thing about anarcho-syndicalism when you're up for it? I mean, we could, but I wouldn't find it very interesting. There is nothing on... Oh, God, why did I run into that? God, fuck. Jesus, shit. I killed my Devil Deal chance. There is nothing on this earth I find less interesting than wasting time arguing the particulars of my preferred post-capitalist system with other people. It's so incredibly fucking boring to me. Listen, we're not going to have an anarcho-syndicalist paradise anytime within the next century. I will be long dead. I have no interest in discussing the particulars of it. It's just, all it does is bait sectarianism. Constantly, I get left comms, I get tankies, I get suckdems, and other Oh my god. Chef Boyadi Nick, thank you so much for the $50. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Here's to you, Dick Thickum. He bashed the Fash comrade. We should play games sometime. Well, I gotta be honest with you, my friend. I would be quite a hypocrite if I played games with you just because you gave me money. So it's a good thing I'm not very principled, huh? Thank you so much for the Did I seriously just fucking die? Oh, I had the blue baby thing. Yeah, okay, why not? Seriously, thank you so much. That's incredibly generous of you. Ah, fuck this room. Just... No. Chef Boy ID Nick. Nick. I want to, for your sake, I want to pronounce that properly. Huh. Would you join a worker cooperative streaming platform, or do you think the market size of Twitch/YouTube is too appealing? The market size of YouTube/Twitch is too appealing. Just flat out. If I would never join a streaming platform that had less potential viewership, no matter how like ethical its organization was. The reason for this is because this is a matter of pragmatism for me. The benefit that I get from furthering the interests of like a workers' cooperative when it comes to streaming is, I believe, negated by the downside of me having less people to whom I can spread my message. Ah, Mick Gay with the $5. Hey, just found your channel. I've got to say, I like what I see so far. Anyways, do you have any pets? If not, would you want any? I do have pets. In fact, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I have 1 snake. Well, my girlfriend and I have 1 snake, 3 leopard geckos, 1 gargoyle gecko, 3 crested geckos, and a... Oh, 3 keys, nice. And a bearded dragon. And I love them all. I quite like reptiles. My partner got me into them. They're so delightful. Easy to take care of. Very cute. Ooh, yes. Anyway, thank you very much for the $5. Do you think that CNN is extremely biased at times? You know, I always try... very often I try to see a light of truth in the criticisms of fascists. People don't... Fuck off. People don't turn to fascism for no reason, you know. The underlying antagonisms probably have a grain of truth in them. Whether... Oh. Ooh. Ooh. We just got Mom's key, which doubles the drops from chest. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Very often the concerns of fascists have some underlying truth to them. People don't turn to fascism for no reason at all. So I often find myself sympathetic to their base claims. With that being said, I have worked long and hard to find evidence of extreme bias in CNN, and I just have not found any. They make mistakes, and they have a bias, as all news organizations do. But to suggest extreme bias, I do not think so. Sorry if I can only answer 1 question out of every 5. I'm doing my best. That was quite a bit of money. Do fascists think they are the good guys? Yes, 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 of course. Nobody thinks themselves the bad guy. Even the people who recognize they are doing terrible things believe they have been forced to do so by some exterior set of conditions. Yeah, Salivala, that was a fuckload of beans right there. The snake hat, I love how edgy you are. I hope other leftists take heed of your lack of civility. There is a tremendous value in edginess that I think a lot of leftists overlook. I mean, look at me. Just earlier today, I posted a video on how saying the N-word isn't always necessarily bad. This is, without meaning to sound conceited, this is an opinion not widely shared amongst my compatriots. The reason that I engage in this rhetoric is, by and large, because I feel that not only has civility damaged the ability for many leftists to relate across the aisle, so to speak, but also because the mechanisms by which left-leaning people tend to be civil are also the mechanisms which make it difficult for them to understand the most efficacious way of moving forward. For instance, my being vacuous and brash and what have you, and sometimes quite raunchy, these things have rhetorical purpose. Nice. Do I want that? No, I don't. Love the content. Can you brief but not flippant turns dismantle the philosophy of Randian objectivism? I almost find it and its acolytes more harmful than bedroom fascism to discourse. Oh, goodness. You want me to just take apart Randian objectivism? It'd be very difficult for me to do so. Yeah, I'll take Gimpy. Jesus. Well, the principle of Randian objectivism, by and large, is that humans are perfectly rational agents. And, well, okay, hold on. The problem here is not Randian objectivism itself, it's the set of values which people take to that proposition. If you were to say to me, hey, human beings should act in ways that maximize their self-interest, provided they don't do tremendous damage to society in the process, I would agree with that sentiment. The concern, then, is the trappings with which... Ooh, shiny rock is good.
One thing that triggers me the most is when reactionaries take advantage. Or the real racist.
What? Did part of that get cut off? I'm going to look at my donations in just a moment, and I am going to ascertain as to whether or not something got cut off. One moment. Yeah, reactionaries always argue in bad faith. The reason why they do this is, of course, the same reason why we occasionally argue in bad faith when we speak with them. It is because they believe they have uncovered a hypocrisy of sorts. I'll give you an example. How often... now, I'm a gender abolitionist, so I don't believe in gender. I believe gender is harmful, that it should be done away with as a concept. However, I make fun of Ben Shapiro for being 3 feet tall. Why do I do this then? Oh, delightful. Why do I do this then? The reason is because it can at times be beneficial to attack... What? Sorry. To attack people through the construct of their own system. If you have somebody who believes that men are men and women are women, and that, you know, you should... and that every gender's got their role, and if you deviate from those roles, you're a degenerate. Like somebody like, for example, Lauren Southern, I think that you're well within your right to point out, like, hey, Lauren Southern, can't help but notice that you're like 30 and single and have no kids. Can't help but notice you're not doing your best work to repopulate the white race there. What's up? Womb all dried up. What are you up to? It's, of course, very uncivil to do this. And it also has with it a number of tacit suggestions, like women should be doing this and that. But the reason why we do this is because it disconcerts and intimidates the opponent. That is what they believe they are doing when they accuse you of being the real racist. Very often, they do this purely in bad faith, however, where they understand perfectly well that they are, in fact, the racist ones, and they are merely attempting to disconcert. Such is life. I missed some donations. Goodness. The Forgotten Lurker, thank you so much for the $5. Dropping in to say you're handsome and very smart to you from the Wisdom Tooth Misery. Also, CNN has a neutrality bias, loyal to corporations. I agree completely. Thank you very much for the kind words. I am miserable. And every word out of my mouth hurts, like a shard of glass lodged against my tongue. Jordan Rossa, thank you very much for the $2 Australian. That echo chamber must have great reverberations. I do imagine you're referring to my opponents and not to me, but in either case, yes. Echo chambers are a problem. This is why in my Discord I don't ban fascists. Now, they're on thin ice, but I think it's important to have people like that around. Many people disagree with me. Brady Hawkins, thank you for the $5. The N-word video is one of your best and most important you've released. Thank you so much for showing me this perspective. I've been convinced. Okay, now please keep in mind, I'm not here to convince you that you should say the N-word more often. Only that we should, I think, recenter the way in which we codify and call out racism in our opponents. Because I think there are many negative consequences to associate it exclusively with language. Still, thank you very much for the $5, and thank you even more for telling me that I have a big brain. Okay, I'm reproducing the worst elements of the system here. I am responding only to those who have donated to me. I'm quite sorry. Let me finish this room, and then I'll... You know, there are people who unironically think that because I, like, take donations for this, that I'm not a socialist. There was a comment beneath one of my YouTube videos, and it was like, heh, at this time he asked for money from his audience. Heh. So funny to see a socialist do capital or some nonsense like that. Very funny. Sorry. Is race play okay if both people consent? Yeah, of course. Race play is totally fine if both people consent, but I would add an additional a qualifier here, that both people be aware of the social conditions which led to them fetishizing race play. I'll be perfectly forward if you've got like a white man and a black woman and they get off on race play by doing like slave play. I'm talking like the full-on fucking slave play with the whips and the chains and the naughty words. As long as both of them are intelligent enough to recognize that those desires stem from problematic social institutions, I have no problem whatsoever with them engaging that behavior. Ah, Lexi Jones. Thank you so much for the $5. What are they talking about? This is just voluntary redistribution of wealth. Well, you have to understand, most reactionaries are very stupid. Sorry, I need to look at chat from not people who have just donated to me. Do I like slam poetry? Not terribly. I have nothing wrong with it. It's just not my style. How's my girlfriend doing? She has a migraine. My town is still heavily segregated. How can I make progress on this front? I would need to know more about the town. I don't want to sort of prescriptively assign behavior in a situation I'm not totally familiar with. I suppose the best general advice I could offer is to be just be good and let others follow in your example. Any YouTube recommendations? I like Joseph Anderson, the game review channel. I don't know. I have so little time to do my own shit these days. Would you bang Hunter Avallone if he put on a maid outfit and a wig? He wouldn't need to like put on an outfit and a wig. I'm attracted to men too. The reason I wouldn't bang Hunter Avallone is because he's a reactionary. Because he's a little baby Hitler. Little baby Hitler. Not because he's too masculine in boys' clothing. One makes me larger. Good. Now they'll know who's in charge. Technomock, thank you so much for the 5 inferior Canadian dollars. Do you have any tips on de-radicalizing my chud dad? I'm trans and I wanted to know your thoughts on Andrew Yang. I did do a stream on Andrew Yang that tragically I can't share with the world because it was done the same day that I got banned from Twitch, meaning the VOD was deleted before I could download it. I am not a fan of Andrew Yang. I'm not a fan of his policies. I'm not a fan of the way in which he courts his audience. I'm not a fan of the way he conducts himself in interviews. Just no. As for convincing your chud dad, I don't want to minimize the difficulty of dealing with chud parents, especially if you're trans, by just like blithely offering a suggestion. I was very lucky to have kind, good-hearted parents who were very supportive. I imagine with my parents, though they're not super progressive or whatever, but even if I had been trans, they would still be quite supportive. Though I am, as it seems, about as far away from trans as a person can be. I'm quite content in my identity, as it was assigned. Whatever the case is, as to how you can convince them, it depends on, like, their level of chudliness, right? Does your father think that trans people are revolting? Does he just not understand? Did he want, like, a child of the gender with which you were assigned at birth, and he's just disappointed? Sometimes parents can come around, you know? Despairing is not perhaps the best solution here. With that being said, some parents never will come around. I genuinely do not know. The only thing of which I am certain is that life is difficult, and I am hoping it goes well for you. Should one separate the artist from the art? Also, is John Doyle a closeted trans person? I think to suggest John Doyle is a closeted trans person might be in some way offensive to trans people. God. As for separating the art from the artist, there's nothing wrong with it, as long as you do so conscientiously. To do so without thinking is a delightful way of allowing the artist to slip their problematic messaging through the art undetected. However, if you separate the two conscientiously, as I do when I, for example, watch JonTron, then I think you're in the clear. Goodness me. Quite Scottish. Thanks for the $10. Like, incredibly generous of you. What's the best way to convince my Soc-Dem friend to be a socialist? I hope your teeth feel better. First of all, they don't, but I appreciate the sentiment. Second of all, as for your Soc-Dem friend, I don't know, dude. Soc-Dems are pretty fucking hard to convince. If I had to give, like, some blith piece of advice, some general suggestion, I would say you should hone in on the reason why they are so attached to capitalism conceptually. There are usually some reliable reasons. For example, many suckdems are sympathetic to the cause of socialists, but believe that because of its many historical failures, such a prospect would be naive. This is a possibility. Some suckdems aren't principally against socialism, they just like market economies. You need to hammer in on the reason why they're resistant, and then find the adequate counterargument to that specifically. Like, for example, in regards to prior failures of socialism, explain that socialism as a historical entity is very different from... Oh, that's right, I took chaos. Explain that socialism as a historical entity is very different from socialism as it would be enacted in the United States, or if they have a problem with non-market economies, you can simply say that market-based socialism is a thing. Spun!
I'm excited.
Thank you, Quite Scottish, for the $10. Oh no. Salavala, why is Tack mad? Oh dear. Venus? Sir, I did not serve 18 consecutive tours in Iraq. Now my girlfriend cheated me, so my veterans discount code rejected at Papa John's. Oh man. You joke, of course, but who boy are veterans obnoxious sometimes. Listen. Fucking goddamn it. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, please don't. Listen, most of my family lives in Alabama and Florida, okay? My grandfather was a naval commander. He was one step below being a captain. Like, I have a military family, okay? Don't eat, please, God. Look, I love my grandpa. He's an incredibly flawed man, but he's also very strong, and I respect him for that. I'll tell you this, for his 80th birthday, you know how he celebrated? By biking 80 miles unassisted. Okay. Fucking lunatic. Nice. Where are you from? Los Angeles. I have to let you guys know, and I apologize if this sounds harsh, but it's something in which I believe quite strongly. If you're asking me right now what you can do to change the mind of someone you love or care about, the answer in many cases is nothing. Many people will live and die holding their shit-ass fucking views. There's often just nothing that can be done. Not by you. They can do something. The best thing that you can do to change the mind of a person who has differing political views than you is to be the sort of person they would trust on the subject. This is one of the reasons why people like Vaush and myself... I'm Vaush. Why people like Destiny and myself have a certain level of authenticity when it comes to speaking with reactionaries. Ooh! The reason for this, by and large, is because Destiny and I are both edgy gamer bros. We're both white men, we're both edgy and irreverent, and we say bad words and what have you. And our behavior can let down the guard of reactionaries who are put off by how uptight and effeminate and weak SJWs tend to be. So, if you want to change the mind of a person, you have to be the kind of person they would look to get their opinions. I don't want BFF. Bonnabelle Kelly, thank you so much for the $3. What's this? All I could give, broke as hell, love your stuff. Well, hey, friend. Don't even worry about it a smidge. I would never, ever, ever, not once in my life would I ever chastise a person who appreciates my content and says nice things about me for not giving me more buckaroos. Thank you so much for the $3. In the future, give me negative $3. Make it back up. Steal from me. I'm serious. Fucking rob me. Are you okay with leftist sectarianism that's against Leninists? but otherwise generally inclusive. I am... this is where I pull back the curtain. I say I am anti-sectarian, but in truth I am quite sectarian against tankies. You have to understand, and this is certainly at least a little bit a product of personal bias, every single tanky that I have ever tried to argue with has on some level ended up being some form of idiot or bigot. I have never in my life encountered a tanky who was not one of those things. Not once. Jordan Rossa, did I not read your donation? I am sorry, I am a... my apologies. Australian $2 from Jordan Rossa. Debate me, you overweight dental floss spinal... Was it really worth me going back to look at that? Was my life enriched through that? Thank you. I appreciate the donation. Are we conservative by nature? No, not in the slightest. We're tribalistic by nature, but I don't think that's necessarily the same thing. Anyway, what I was saying was, I have never in my life debated a tanky who was not a bigot or stupid in some form. In many, and I apologize here, many tankies, I sincerely believe, are utterly politically ignorant and are simply in love with the aesthetics of the Soviet Union, or are... Huh? I said, yeah. Or are themselves so opposed to American imperialism that they are willing to adopt things much more or equally destructive to stick it to the KKK ends. You know? Lexi Jones, thank you so much for the $10. As a trans woman, changing people's minds is opening yourself up to a lot of pain by being the kind of person who isn't worried about being right, but rather is an exploration of truth and compassion. Wait, let me process this statement. Wait, what? Okay. Isn't worried about being right, but rather an exploration of truth and compassion. Yes, I have reread the statement, and I now agree with it. It's very difficult changing people's minds. There's a degree of vulnerability necessitated by the process, which nobody wants. Why would I want to make myself vulnerable to a fascist? Bad move, generally. Thank you so much for the $10. And from Alex Johnson, thank you for the $2. Similarly miserable from withdrawals and allergies? Well, withdrawals, I assume, from some kind of addictive substance? Best of luck with your recovery, my friend. Seriously. And, all glory to you for the progress you have made thus far. Alexi Jones, thanks for the $2. Also, you're really hot, and I hope your teeth start there. Thank you. I am miserable at this moment. And I choose to stream right now, not because I want to, but only because it is necessary for me to not die of starvation. Thank you for the $2. Well, fucking thanks, guys. I'm glad to have you around. I am quite serious, though. I am, incredibly ingratiated to those of you who have taken the time to, watch, and, of course, even more so to those who have chosen to donate. I never, ever prioritize viewers who give me money over those who do not. But obviously, as a matter of practicality, I must eat. Thank you. You can be vulnerable towards your parents without being vulnerable to, like, Richard Spencer? Yes. Thankfully, this is one thing which is assured to us. In many cases, parents are not literally Nazis. Sometimes they are, but not always. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait, are my tears homing? That booger tear just curved. Wait. My regular shots aren't curving, but I know that booger tear curved. What items do I have? I don't have telekinesis. Why did it curve? Hello? Okay. The origami Unicum. Thank you so much for the $5. And without even a message, your generosity and selflessness is an inspiration to me. Vaush, I've wanted to debate you, and many people call me a oh, no. Whoops. Call me a non-tanky ML. Why do you have to conflate me as an ML with all tankies like Finbull? Papa Lennon, from my interactions with you, you have come off to me as well, I don't know you that well, but you've come off to me as an intelligent and cognizant person. I just... Oh my god. McGay, thank you for the 20 bucks. I honestly never understood why trans people were so hostile to questions of criticism, but once I discovered I was gay, I began to understand why they almost never want to answer questions. It can be exhausting at times. First off, thank you so much for the 20 bucks. Second of all, I appreciate your ability to reflect on your past behavior. I did something similar, but it wasn't with gay people or trans people or what have you. Yeah, no! That booger tier just curved. Why did it do that? Wait. Booger. Wait, that one didn't curve. What? That booger curved hard. It did a full loop. Okay, I actually used to behave similarly with mental illness. Prior to me having my manic depressive breakdown about 2.5 years ago, I was always a very mentally strong person. I'm not as much so now, such is life. But I was always a very mentally strong person. And when I would hear of others describe their mental illness, it was always the, you know, happiness is what you make it. You have to put positive energy in and you can get results from that and so on. Only after coming to grips with my own mental illness did I realize how utterly inept that kind of advice is. So yeah, sometimes it's, again, that fucking bullet just curved. It's frustrating, but sometimes personal experience with marginalization is the only way to truly sympathize with it. I wish that wasn't the case, but... Oh no, people are giving me more money. No... Space Cowboy, thank you so much for the $5. I didn't mean for this just to be a Q&A with people who give me money. I was watching the stream when you looked at Jesse Lee Peterson. I'm just wondering, does he have a legit mental illness? I know he has a lisp and all. I do believe that Jesse Lee Peterson has some form of mental retardation. And I mean this in the authentic medical sense. I am not doing this. This is not a joke. I am not trying to come up with an excuse to say retard without getting called out for it. I do sincerely believe this to be the case. Don't let that stop you from making fun of him. He's a fascist. He's a white nationalist. Just because he's incredibly stupid doesn't mean he doesn't deserve derision. That would be the true ableism. And the origami unicorns. Thank you so much for the additional $10. Thank you. Totally forgot to write the question in the super chat because my brain has no texture. Ooh, that smooth brain, shiny, like recently chewed gum rolled into a ball. I get you. What exactly is the anarchist distinction between government and state? Do you make the distinction? Ah, yes. Okay, hold on. So, in the anarchist definition, there is a very strong distinction between governance and state. Government refers to any mode of hierarchical governance, whether it be democratically ordained or what have you. In a sense, a parental unit is a form of government authority in this sense. Any kind of ruling body, even if that ruling body is as innocuous and democratic as a workers' commune that democratically elects a managerial council. Whereas a state comes with it a certain term, the nation state. Governments have existed for thousands of years, but a state is a relatively new phenomenon. A state comes with its certain expectations. For one, the monopolization of violence. For two, the assumption that it draws its constituent strength not exclusively from the will of the people, but also from some sort of pre-existing ordinance or law of the land, the Constitution, for example. And borders. States have borders. These are the three big distinctions in the anarchist tradition which distinguish a government from a state. Which is why I always say I aim to abolish statehood as an anarcho-syndicalist, but not governance. Governance is a necessary component of human civilization. I hope that makes sense. Creative Nothing. Thank you very much for the $5. Want to hear a joke? A tanky and a Nazi walk into the bar. They both hit their head on the bar. The end. I hope that was worth the $5, Creative Nothing, for the exhalation you have brought about from me. Thank you. And the Real Evil Corgi, thank you very much for the $4.
You should consider allowing song donations for these more laid-back streams. With good mixing, it shouldn't drown out anything. Also, would love to see some greed mode if you have it unlocked.
Yeah, I can do some greedier mode. I'm doing
They're
this.
Sitting in underwear, eating leftover macaroni salad I made out of the big serving bowl. With a fork from Chipotle, glad to see you're on, comrade. What are your thoughts on Maoism?
Oh dear. Okay. From my limited first of all, thank you so much for the donation. It really means a lot to me. I think that Maoism is perhaps the one branch of leftist thought which I am the most disproportionately unfamiliar with. I'm fairly familiar with Leninism. I'm fairly familiar, of course, with anarcho-syndicalism and left communism and what have you. But Maoism seems to have a lot of substance with which I'm not entirely familiar. And I do... Oh. Huh. That's interesting. We have chaos, but we got devil room items both. Yeah, why not? Fuck it. I would want to do more research. There are certain tenets of Maoism in practice I disagree with. I mean, Great Leap Forward and Cultural Revolution and all that. I'm definitely not a fan of the Cultural Revolution, but I would need to do more research. In fact, perhaps I could do a research stream about it sometime. I would be willing to do that. I think that's worth my time. I sound so hesitant. You guys must understand. If I sound a little bit like off right now, it is because speaking is agony. Now, I must thank all of the people. The Real Evil Corgi, thank you very much for the $4.20. And Alexandra Kayer Bucher, thank you very much for the $5 Canadian. Love you, Vaush, but I recently heard you say you hate Quebecois in a recent stream. I would ask, how's this come to happen? Do you hate me too? No, I don't hate you too. Though I must admit, this is a personal bias. I do find the Quebecois accent a little bit unpleasant. No, the reason why I talk about being racist against Quebecois is for 3 reasons. For one, I know an inordinate number of people from there whom I dislike very much. For 2, that's 100% personal bias. For 2, your province has a tendency towards white nationalism and its, attempts to move away from the rest of Canada. This is not, of course, your fault. And, and it's also just a little bit funny to hate on French people. But no, I don't hate you too. I'm not sincerely bigoted. Thank you for the $5 Canadian. Goodness, oh no. Oh no, I'm falling behind the... What an ingracious cunt this makes me look like. When I say, oh, Q&A stream, everyone come by, yes. And then I can barely respond to anyone because everyone's being too generous. Fucking hell. Is this really something for me to complain about? What privilege I live with. Jordan Rossa, thank you very much for the $10 Australian. Vaush tried defending your communist propaganda against someone with a brain. You wouldn't last 5 minutes of debate with someone possessing my cognitive ability, has food distribution going fat. I am not entirely sure what you mean with the last statement, but I know you're being satirical. Listen. We can get the proxy debate, okay? My debate with John Doyle is going to be on capitalism versus socialism, and it's going to be sometime early next month. That'll be a good one, right? He's, you know, as much as I shit on him, and I do shit on him, he is... as reactionaries go, modestly intelligent. Thank you very much for the 10 Australian dollars. I really appreciate it. And, the original Thank you again for the $5. More money just because I like your content? I am entirely unworthy of the generosity which is being shown to me today. I really... Woo! Error room. Oh, Vienna's Vanguard. Hey, I'm feeling hella dysphoric and shit. Can you just S? Well, I don't... Well, I don't know what you mean by that. S what? Can I just S? I'm sorry you're feeling dysphoric, friend. I've asked this a bit. What do you think about running for office and joining the government to support the revolution? I'm not much of an electoralist. I believe that I can do more good from outside the government than I could within. Assuming somebody with as little self-control as me could ever make it into politics. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? With how racked by scandals I've been in just my first 2 months of streaming? Perma-banned off Twitch, alienated from Destiny and Hassan's community? No, no, no. I could never get into politics. Besides, as society grows increasingly populist, the ability of people outside the political sphere to influence politics grows greater. Have faith, comrade. I would say I agree with most of what you said. I still have an anti-imperialist sentiment and cultural one that pushed me towards separation from Canada. Ah! Yeah. You're a Quebecois. And I think, like, oh, this is one of the good ones, not one of the nationalist ones who wants to separate themselves from the Canadian mainland. And then you do it! No, I trust you. I'm sure there are good reasons, too. Do you have any opinions on transhumanism? Look, if I can grow an authentic, fleshy horsecock, I'll support literally anything that brings me there. Literally anything. Let me make sure that I didn't miss any donations here. No, I did not. How many viewers are we at? Yeah, just lag. No, that's cool. Okay, capped out about 260. That's fine. Just making sure. I can't see on my phone. Sorry, I sent it too early before I finished the sentence. Can you just call me a girl? Vienna's Vanguard? Of course you're a girl. What the fuck are you talking about? It's just cease your nonsense. For one, to suggest I would ever do otherwise is a tacit insult thrown in my direction. For two, what kind of good boy lidcuck lefty would I be if I didn't believe the gender was right here? You are a girl. Do not ever be concerned with this. What are some views someone needs to hold for you to consider them a tanky? The big one is Holdemer denial. I'm sorry, I've gone over a lot of research on this. The Holdemer happened, and it was deliberate. Like the evidence on this seems near overwhelming. It's very, very frustrating for me to engage in people who are so... You're
doing great, comrade. PLS, keep up the good work, you big, handsome, large-brained boy.
Wait, I know that parlance. This is hyena, is it not? Oh my goodness, no, it's not. No communist Sargon. You speak as my girlfriend does. Thank you so much for the $5.69. I really appreciate it. That's really generous of you. I promise I'll keep the content coming, okay? Jordan Ross, the day you stop dodging me is the day I got Civic Knox. One day, my friend. In regards to the tanky shit, though, this is, the Holdemer is a big one. Another big one is some people just seem constitutionally incapable of accepting the fact that the Soviet Union, in spite of the many miracles which were produced in its time, the industrialization of society within 30 years, turning it into a global superpower, the space race and what have you. In spite of these things, they seem constitutionally incapable of acknowledging fault. I understand why this is. I'm not an idiot, of course. I do know the reasons why somebody would defend the Soviet Union to the death. It's, of course, because many feel the alternative to this is to just play into the capitalist narrative of 100 trillion dead by communism and that capitalism is the only way and such and such. But there is a third way, my friends. It is very possible and perhaps even practical to be critical of the Soviet Union and Mao's China and what have you, while simultaneously pushing an agenda of radical leftism here in the States. Or elsewhere.
Is this message distracting you? I bet it is tough to keep up with chat while doing the boss rush.
It's extremely so. But who would I be to complain about the incredible generosity I'm being shown right now? I was hesitant to do this stream because I'm miserable and my mouth hurts, and I thought, oh, well, my voice is going to sound weird and I might be grumpy and people won't like it. The unbelievable level of generosity which has been demonstrated here is a reminder to me that I should stream more often. Get ready, boys. It's coming. As soon as Vaush Rush is done, I'll catch up with the donations. So, Boss Rush is an optional, is an optional gauntlet where you have to fight 30 bosses in a row, 2 of them at a time, 15 waves. And for this, you get essentially just 2 items. It's mostly just a big dick move. No. Hey! Hey! Dick. Dick! Fucking hop enemies. Hoppin'. Oh, shit. Oh, and both the angels at the same time. Naturally, why not? Just come right in my holes. I'm open for you. Just fucking gate me. I'm actually doing quite well. What are my main arguments against capitalism? Well, fuck, I can do this while doing Boss Rush. Look, there are the big 3. Capitalism subverts democracy by its nature. It leads to social organization, which produces human unhappiness and inequality. And the third one is that it cannot account for certain externalities, such as the big example, of course, being environmental catastrophe. This is the big one. Fuck, I'm not paying attention. That it makes people unhappy, that there are externalities, and that it subverts democracy. No. Please debate Finbull on the Holdemer. I don't want to argue with tankies. I don't wanna. They're so annoying. I don't wanna. Oh dear. Oh my god, how did I not take damage there? Can you die? Can this boss rush be over? I want piercing tears. Oh yeah, do your little fucking runabout. Why must I debate Finbull? What good comes of this? The only reason why I would debate somebody with whom I have vehement disagreements is if I believe I can change people's minds. But I have never in my life changed the mind of a tanky. Not once. They just call me counter-revolutionary, and then tell me I'll be shot when the time comes. I don't think there's good here. Fuck off. Fuck. Stop! End! Wait, one of my tears just curved again. How is this happening? I'm not joking, guys. I don't understand why randomly some of my tears curve away. Oh, no. Do you like 40k or Warhammer Fantasy? Oh, 40k. Give me that fucking Cult of Mars Adeptus Mechanicus shit. God damn it. I used to play... Huh. Delightful. Oh, Mom's box. That's not bad. I used to play it quite a bit. Morris Fowler. Recommend me some literature, please? Unfortunately, I'm not much of a reader. I hate to disappoint, but I must. I am not that familiar with literature. I do mean to read more, but ADHD, you know how it is. Guys, do you know, is it TOS to make jokes like that in YouTube streams? I thought you were a left-con? Yeah, I'm an anarcho-syndicalist. But my views on anarcho-syndicalism came mostly from reading, like, comparative analyses from other people who had done the reading. Not from engaging with the original literature. I understand this is a failure on my part. Ben Brown. Thank you so much for the $5. Thoughts on Mueller and impeachment, as well as thoughts on showering/hygiene, thoughts on the Franco-Prussian War. Okay, in order, I do believe that Trump should be impeached, because attempt to obstruct justice is just as bad as obstructing justice. All this means is that he attempted to do something bad and was subsequently incompetent in its execution. Libs, unfortunately, do a little bit of a disservice to the sincerity of the impeachment by hyper-fascinating on this narrative by which the way we defeat Trump is by calling the feds on him. No. With that said, I do believe he has committed impeachable offenses. It would be quite amusing to see this go through. As for showering and hygiene, I am a very hygienic person. When I wipe my ass, I fucking, with the wet wipes, I like, you know, I fucking coat up the finger and I go knuckle deep, okay? I am ready at all points in my life to have my ass eaten. I'm, comparably clean while I shower. Never Look Back 75. FYI, I've purchased 2 Zizek books based on your coverage from him. Holy shit. That's really fucking awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. Zizek is by no means a flawless analyst or theorist. There are many problems I have with the ideas he has dished out. But I still do believe he is an incredibly important thinker. And, if nothing else, a very funny man. I hope you enjoy those books. In fact, please, perhaps on my Discord, later on, after you've read them some, let me know what you thought of them. Ah, shit. Maybe I should read more. I just get so bored. I'm such a bad reader. I'm not joking when I say I have unmedicated ADHD. That's not me being like a zoomer and trivializing the severity of mental illness. I choose not to medicate. What's my Discord? It's linked in the channel description. And it's also linked in the video description. It's linked all sorts of places, friend. It's a big old Discord, too. Got like 2,000 people in it now. I don't know how it ever got that big. Do you believe in self-determination? I believe there are processes we can engage in by which we can more consciously make individual assessments of things. For instance, I think there are tiers of awareness which are relevant here. Oh, goodness. This is an important distinction to make. Like, I don't believe in, like, libertarian free will. I don't believe in libertarian free will, where you can just, like, choose to do things. But I do believe there are processes by which we can become better at exercising our individual wills. Ooh. Oh! So many things. Uh-oh, Civic Knox. Sally Vala's getting mad. Can you encourage people to join the Democrat Party? We need far more leftists in here. Yeah, hey, listen, fuckos. Just because we're all, if you're in America, just because we're all super cool, hip, fucking far lefties, doesn't mean there isn't value that can be done by pushing the Democrats, okay? I'm not so much of an accelerationist that I believe we should just let Republicans win every fucking district so everything turns to shit and then people will look to the sky and ask us to save them and we can look down and whisper, support me on Patreon. That's not my shit, okay? So, yeah. Get out there. Go vote Democrat. I don't care if it hurts. I don't care if you don't get to feel super smug when you do it. I know I don't feel very smug when I go to the polls and I vote for Hillary fucking Clinton. This does not get me rock hard. But I do it anyway. Fuck. What do black hearts do? The black hearts are identical to the gray hearts. They're essentially one unit of armor. But when they dissipate, when they are broken by damage, it deals substantial room-wide damage. So they are, in effect, identical to, but superior to black hearts. I mean, to gray hearts. Thoughts on Tyler Berg's famous externalist thought experiment? I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that experiment. Or at least, I'm not familiar with the name. If I was told of the methodology, it's possible it would come to mind. Pills. Health up. Cool. So now for the next 50 seconds, we fire like a fucking idiot. I know a socialist who unironically thinks that should happen, then we voted for Republicans and have socialists run as Republicans. I don't believe anything good can come from this. What game is this? This is The Binding of Isaac, an excellent roguelike, which I chose to play because I felt it would make it easier for me to interact with chat. So far, so meh, but I'm trying. Can I be spiritual and a Marxist? Of course. I think you should be cognizant of the potential spiritualism has to prevent you from caring as much about material conditions as you might otherwise. But there are plenty of spiritual people who I know who are good lefties. I shouldn't discount them. Woo! Coming at me fast. Ooh. Oh shit, I just walked right into that one, didn't I? George Ross. Thank you so much for the 5 Australian dollars. I'm a socialist. Donate your exploited labor shekels to me, guys, in the name of revolution. Hey, listen, you're just mad. Hey, listen, don't let all these idiot lefties in the chat know you've uncovered my secret. I'm a leftist, and I want money. Don't let them know. Don't let them know. No, 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 no. Don't be a narc, okay? Fuck this room. Are you caught up in the JoJo manga? No. I am midway through part 7. I know, it's shameful. I haven't finished it yet. I've just been so busy. Midway through part 7. But so far, my favorite part probably has to be White Snake pulling out a handgun on that drone in part 6 in the courtyard of the prison. I laughed so fucking hard. The Japan bombings came up before. My impression was you hold the line. Japan was not going to surrender. Has anyone presented the declassified magic summaries to you since? I am not familiar with the evidence you suggest here, so the answer is no. Listen, I must say, on the nuclear bombing of Japan, I am by no means, committed to a position. The evidence I have seen, as of this point in my life, suggests to me that they were not going to surrender, and that the atomic bombings of Nagasaki and Hiroshima prevented more civilian deaths than they enabled, because the Japanese government was arming the citizenry and telling them to fight to the death when Americans reached their island encampments, and the mainland as well. But if I saw evidence which suggested otherwise, I would flip my position on this like that. This is not a position I'm committed to. Thoughts on the superior dimension of the Caucasoid skull? Yeah, this is the only race realism I accept, okay? The Caucasoid skull has this unique dented divot, which simultaneously prevents heightened jumping, but enables a greater appreciation for mayonnaise. This is the only extent to which race realism is legitimate. Oh, goodness. McGay, thank you so much for the $10, friends. I hate it when capitalists call socialist hypocrites for participating in capitalism. Literally, the only way to not participate in capitalism is to become a doomsday prepper. Yeah. Half of the people who say this are arguing in bad faith. Because, of course, if socialists did live by those principles to never make money, and to live without engaging with the system in any way, then they would become politically irrelevant, essentially neutering any possibility of them enabling their own movement. There are many right-leaning people or capitalists or what have you who are aware of this hypocrisy and continue to make this claim only because they know it would neuter the opposition. With that being said, I am willing to believe... Oh, dear. I am willing to believe that many of them are just idiots who sincerely believe that socialism is just never making money and never having business and the state owns everything, rather than what it actually is, which is what I am doing, worker-owned control of the means of production. As a streamer, and pardon me for sounding hoity-toity about it, but as a streamer, all of the money that I am making right now is being given to me voluntarily from you guys. Thank you, by the way. And I exploit the labor of no one else. There is no one, not a single person, involved in the production of this stream other than myself. Now, there are, of course, Discord mods I have, but I made clear the fundamental hypocrisy of this up front. This is volunteer work. You will do this... God damn it, 5 hands? You will do this for the satisfaction in and of itself, not for any fiduciary benefit, so on and so on. I suppose I could try and pay my Discord mods, but frankly, I don't have much money. This is so many hands. 2 hearts, great. Yeesh. Somewhere out there must be a way for me to make back some health. Thoughts on Mike Gravel? He's a fun meme, right? Yeah. They still own the means of production, which is the platform. Yes, of course. YouTube still exploits me, but I do not participate in the exploitation. Ah, a soul heart. Good. No one would call small government conservatives hypocrites for using taxpayer-funded roads, so calling da-da-da. Yes, I completely agree. Anyone who makes this argument is either disingenuous or wildly stupid. Okay, we can only take 3 hits here. Oh no. Nice, no hit. Venus Z, thank you so much for the $5. I like you better in Destiny because you seem much less pretentious and shitty. By the way, what's your take on the Chapos? Believe it or not, don't really listen to the Chapo podcast. I like the subreddit. I like that style of humor, that dirtbag leftism and what have you. I engage in that. But I don't really listen to the podcast. I guess I just don't find it very funny. Such is life. Thank you, by the way. I don't know if I can rightly claim to be less... Oh, goodness. I don't know if I can rightly claim to be less pretentious than Destiny. but I appreciate it, friend. Ooh, yes. Give me those orbitals. No! The odds of us making it to the boss of Sheol and defeating it are very minimal. I should. Chapo is awesome. Probably. I'm just low on time. Unfortunately. By the way, I want to apologize to those people, I don't know how many of you are here, if any, who were looking forward to my politics stream earlier in the day, and then I canceled on you. I do feel quite bad about that. Circumstances came up, such is life. I have a great itinerary of videos to go over with y'all tomorrow. Ah, Paul Padilla, or Padilla? Thank you so much for the $10. That's incredibly generous of you. Let me bless you. I give this freely. I like your honesty and openness and wisdom. Oh, friend. Oh, I'm going to die in this room. I'm going to die in this room. Unless I use the sun card. Well, don't break your hand jerking me off, okay? I really do appreciate it. I try my best. I really do. Tori, I'm not sure what time tomorrow. This mouth pain is pretty debilitating. Every time I open my mouth to speak, it's actually very painful. So I will have to see. Fuck, I wish these blue fires weren't hidden. Or over a gap. No, let me have it. No, let me have it. God damn it. Seriously, though, thank you very much for the $10. I really appreciate it. Are you guys enjoying the stream? Since moving to YouTube, I've been very insecure about. Sorry. Look at that, the Holy Grail. This item gives it's all coming together. This gives me health and flight, so I can then go get the soul hearts. It's all coming together. And it gives me nice wings. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Japan continue and dish the majority of U.S. officials against the act of meeting after 146 and unnecessary. Okay, I have been reading your posts in chat. I do not disbelieve you. I would just need to engage with the evidence. If I could read these reports myself, then I will, and then I'll flip on the issue immediately. Again, like I say, I have no predetermined bias in favor of committing genocide against Japanese civilians. Vivian, that would be lovely. Thank you. Opinion on Tanky: shouldn't all leftists unite at least for the abolishment of capital? Look, my big meme is this, okay? Never in my life have I seen evidence that a society, whether or not it be based on capital, which is authoritarian, can then later bring about a democratic rule without some sort of upheaval which threatens the stability of the society. Okay? I have never, not once, seen a society born of authoritarianism, which Tankies are. They are authoritarian leftists, which then later became democratic and egalitarian and what have you, after the necessary economic circumstances of the time had been dealt with. I have never seen this happen. I am not an authoritarian. I am very much pro-democracy. I am very much pro free what's the term? Free association. Tankies just don't care about these things in the same way that I do. The definition of tanky is someone more left than me. That is certainly not the definition that I use. Though I am often called a tanky, and every time I do, I rage the fuck out. Every time somebody calls me a tanky, I instantly my opinion of them instantly just fucking drops. Like, I just am no longer capable of caring about them as a human being. Because I criticize tankies so often, I am so evidently a left-com, that I cannot take these people's opinions seriously. Some people seem to think tanky just means socialist, but also violent. Very stupid. Such is life. What do you think about taking over a small or semi-large town? Like myself? Like me with a gun? Seems kind of dumb. Kind of like being alive. No. There have been authoritarian nations that became democracy voluntarily. Look, I would need to engage very hard with this. Oh, oh, happy feet. Oh well, can't happy feet that. Okay, well at this distance, it's more neutral feet. Man, the music in this game fucking slaps. Got him. If the USSR is so bad, then how come in most polls the boomers miss Stalin? This is precisely what I mean. This is what I mean by a bad faith argument. Do you understand this? You realize there are plenty of countries right now that that over the past 50 years have seen tremendous economic growth through capitalist sort of World Bank, IMF policies, and through this, the average person lives a happier life. Should I then use this as an argument against socialism that, look, oh, these people prefer capitalism to their previous state of existence? No, of course not. That is a bad faith argument right there. What? Oh, because boomers miss the old ways, this is an argument that the USSR, with its war crimes, with its gulags, with its political silencing, with its single-party rule, that it was salvageable? No, I reject this. Do you think the economy should be nationalized? No, I'm not a fan of nationalized economies. Oh, that was a pretty good run right there. Alright, somebody asked for a greedier run. I think that sounds fun. Well, I can't do greedier, and I'm trying to do this new save. So let's just do greed, huh? With Isaac? Dude, if you played Undertale, the music is way better than this. Of course, Undertale's music is better. Undertale is like the fucking Undertale was like the fucking heavenly second coming of flawless video game music brought down to us from Olympus. It's Gary the hypocritical skeptic, you must understand, on the best of days, even when I am not in crippling pain every time I open my mouth, I am still cursed with a terrible memory. Does liking horsecock make you a furry? Well, I don't consider myself a furry, but I mean, if that's the line someone wants to draw, right? I mean, I jerk off to furry porn, but I don't, like, identify as an animal or want to, like, wear a fursuit, and I never draw myself as an animal. When I draw myself as a human. So, I don't know. Did you just pick up soy milk? No, that was the Dolly, Range and Tears Up. I'll bomb here in the hopes of money. Well, that's something. Can you turn on the item HUD? Yeah, why not?
I guess I'll forgive you for being forgetful if you use this money to buy a few more brain wrinkles.
I don't need alt tab to know who this is. Non-authority, thank you very much for the $5. I promise I'll use it well, okay? I promise I'll use it to just claps a few more folds in on the old gray matter. Okay, let's do it. So greed mode is wave based. Essentially, you go down each floor, and then you have the central room with waves of enemies you have to defeat in a short time, or more enemies spawn. And with each wave, you get money, and the money is how you purchase items, and the items help you kill shit. Good? Good. I was rather hoping they would destroy that urn, but I wasn't willing to take damage over it. I would donate Vaush to buy some RAM. No need, friend. Guys, one of the reasons why I'm presently very anxious about money is because I, just yesterday spent $2.2 thousand buying the base components for what will be my streaming computer setup. I am, very excited. Very excited. This is just the base, but the graphics card alone, just the graphics card, $970. This is a beast of a computer. It will be a titan. We'll do an assembly stream, don't worry. Difference is the third world isn't being lifted out of poverty from capitalism. The World Bank manipulates data by setting an arbitrarily low IPL and failing to adjust for inflation imperialism. Comrade Dan, we both know that's not entirely correct. That capitalist policies imposed by the IMF do, in some circumstances, and austerity measures and what have you, do actually materially benefit the lives of people in impoverished nations. But come on, you know this is a bad faith argument. You unironically said, how can the USSR be bad if there are boomers who liked it? Like, what? Okay. There are fucking 30% of boomers like Trump in the US. Is this an argument in favor of his policies? No. Chile was a brutal dictatorship, became a democracy, admittedly, and turned to an ultra-capitalism place and deposed a Marxist president. I'm pretty sure there's more historical context to that particular development. I'd have to look more into it. God damn it. I don't feel comfortable debating these, like, esoteric subjects because I know there are people who know more about them than me. So I don't have, like, the knowledge necessary to criticize them if I feel as though they're being dishonest or leaving facts out. I'm not accusing you of doing that specifically. I'm just saying, like, it's very easy, if I haven't done my research, for you to step in and be like, ah, well, did you know this state did this and this and this, and this is why this and this and this. And all I can really do is go, yes. Okay. I can't really engage with it. Ah! Kimberly Casey! Thank you so much for the 10 bucks, friend. And again, oh my god, there's so much health to get through here. Kimberly Casey, thank you so much for the $10. That's really generous of you. And with no message, again, when people give no message, that's the most sincere sign of support right there. They're literally just throwing money at me. Hold on, let me. Can I use the N-word in the stream? I would appreciate it if you didn't. By which I mean if you use it, we'll ban you. See, this is... When I say that the N-word can be used responsibly at times, a proper example of this is not in a public setting where there are definitely lots of people who could read it and think like, ah, yes, this is a place friendly to us racists. This is a poor example of what I was saying. So this enemy is called Mega Fatty, and he has a fuck ton of health. So much health. Oh, fuck. That was my bad. Majority of people who survived Stalin's era prefer living under communism status quo, according to the polls I've seen. Okay, well, but I know about that. But that could be an argument about the oligarchical nature of Russia as it stands today and how it was poorly consolidated under capitalism. And this has nothing to do with the USSR being good. And even if you made the argument that USSR was objectively, materially preferable to the, I'll take dark matter. Even if you could make the argument that the USSR is objectively, materially preferable to the state in which the Russia is today, that still wouldn't be an argument that the USSR was good, because current Russia is awful. But, yeah, I get it. McKay, do you like musical theater / theater in general? Nah, I've had positive experiences, but it's not something that I seek out. A very gay question, I might add. Ooh, Sprinkler? Yeah, that's an auto win right there. Oh, leftist tech support. Thank you so much for the $5. I know I need to respond to you. I've just been busy. Yes, I am positive I got the right one. It was actually $1,100. I just underballed it because I didn't want people to accuse me of paying too much for it. So I lied a little bit there. No, I promise I got the correct one. Thank you very much for the $5, my friend. I really appreciate it. Huh? potato chips. What potato chips? Where do we have potato chips? Hey, looking good. I don't see any potato chips.
Fucking green bag of Lay's one of the potato chips. Stop coming in. Get up.
Oh. Go team. What are your opinions regarding veganism? I have been presented extremely compelling arguments against, or I'm sorry, in favor of the immorality of meat eating, and I have yet to find a suitable counterargument. Bro, the N-word is used by African Americans too. Context makes it racist. Everyone knows you're not a racist. Even reactionaries, N-word equals comrade equals friend. I don't accept that argument even slightly. Right now, we're in a public setting where it's very easy for people to misinterpret what I believe and what I say, and even easier for people to deliberately misinterpret the things that are said by my audience in an effort to skew perception of the community. I don't accept that argument in the slightest. Are you permabanned on Twitch? Yes. Room tour? No. No. Absolutely not. You're pro-democracy. Recently, my faith in democracy has kind of dropped. Do you think there's possibility for a better system to exist? I have difficulty imagining a just, ethical, political system which is not democratic in some form. I am very much pro-democracy. The problem with how things are these days is not with democracy itself. Keep in mind that everything we're seeing today, Trump, climate change denial, anti-science skepticism, and what have you, all of these things could exist without democracy. The only reason why they have been brought about by democracy is because there are agents who deliberately subvert democracy, in part with voting practices, and in part with ensuring that Americans don't have access to good education. Fuck. Oh, I should use my sprinkler. It's not democracy that's flawed. It's the systems which surround it, the structures which necessitate it. Do I have any experience with psychedelics? I'm afraid I do not. Not really, anyway. Grave Mind, hey bro, say my name. Do you not agree the revolution is bound to be bloody? When I say we should take over 10, we move there en masse, elect our socialist to power. Well, if there was ever to be a revolution, it would be unquestionably bloody, but I don't think we should revel in such a thing. But no, I don't support, like, a fucking, like a socialist community ethno-state, or what, like, no. No, there is value to having socialists occupy all walks of life, in my mind. To have socialist food service workers, and socialist managers at retail chains, and socialist telecommunications majors, and so on and so on. There's value in these things, I believe. Ah, quite Scottish. Thank you for the $10. Seriously, thank you. Trying to find games to play. Do you have any recommendations? Oh goodness. Yeah, there are. I mean, I'm a video game boy. I love video games. I don't know what genres you're into. Risk of Rain 2 has been incredibly entertaining for me lately. I feel like it has the potential to develop into like a god tier roguelike when it comes out of early access. So there's that. I still want to try Monster Hunter World, but I haven't played that as much. I still need to play Sekiro. Fuck, Dead Cells is supposed to be pretty good. Games I would recommend, Celeste is incredible. Celeste, which came out in early 2018, if you like platformers. Dusk, which I played entirely on stream, though the VODs are lost now because, you know, Twitch ban. Dusk was a phenomenal retro shooter. No, there are so many good games. Huh? Oh, Hollow Knight's a fucking incredible game with all of its free DLC and shit? Yeah, absolutely. At some point in the near future, I should probably compile, like, a master list of, like, my game recommendations and make it public so people can just see that look. Possibly, that might be nice. That would probably be a post-computer upgrade thing, so I could show games that are...
But still, it'd be really nice for them to see, like, something like Hollow Knight.
Yeah, Hollow Knight... Hollow Knight's based. Hollow Knight? Yes, very atmospheric, very pretty. Rain World's an interesting one. Oh, man. Guys, I have an inordinate number of active zoophiles in my fan base. I recently messaged on Twitter a person who was a fan of Rain World, a relatively obscure indie game, and in their profile they were like, "Proud zoophile defender, don't at me," or something like that. It was unironic. I asked them. It was unironic. What's your... How long are you going to be running that?
There.
Thank you. What's your favorite game from the standpoint of being a leftist? What's my favorite?
Woods.
Night in the Woods is pretty cute. I don't know. I don't really look at games from that angle. I do plenty in my personal life to advocate for the glory of the immortal science of Marxism-Leninism. Ha 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 ha. I don't really, like, look for games as an outlet to... I don't know. I could probably give a better answer if I was given time to think. I'm not debating with Jordan Rossa. I also don't know the extent to which Jordan Rossa is being serious. I don't like debating trolls. Okay, I'll take this. It's a small damage down. Huh. Creative nothing. Thoughts on organizing a union of unions? Basically a co-op providing the tools for any worker to form local unions, teach them negotiation, encourage them to combine efforts with other units. Yes, I've read about this. The sort of, I read an article about this idea specifically. Sort of the collaborative means by which we can enable the material conditions which will lead to the creation of other unions. Yes, I think this is an excellent idea. I admit to not being entirely up on the literature, but, no, I think it's a wonderful idea. We're buying all the fucking items. Oh, fuck, I didn't mean to activate that. Whatever. Thank you so much for the $10, Creative Nothing. You've been extremely generous, this stream and others. I really appreciate it. You're pro-democracy, but what kind of democracy? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't particularly care. My love for democracy is almost like an a priori thing. It's not even like a what's the most effective. It's that I believe on a foundational ethical level, people should have a say in the governance they live under. In fact, even if we could find some system which produced better outcomes, like some sort of futuristic technocracy where a hyper-intelligent, perfect AI controls everything, even if such a system were to exist, and it functioned better than a democratic representative system would, I would still prefer the democracy. Yeah, this is more of an ethical than a pragmatic concern for me. What are my thoughts on Lolly? Is it free speech? The question as to whether or not it's free speech is irrelevant to me. I don't care. What's Lolly free speech? I don't care. I would never advocate for the banning of Lolly porn. Never, never, never. Very dangerous route. To criminalize a drawing, for the government to be able to look at art you've produced and go, hey, she's pretty flat-chested here. Hey, this isn't Lolly, is it? You can be like, no, she's 18. They could be like, well, that's what they all say, isn't it? This looks like Lolly to me. Nope. Hard no. I would rather suffer every conceivable consequence of enabling pedophilia than I would for a moment give the state to power to engage in that kind of decision-making. What are your beliefs about religion? I generally believe that religion is quite harmful. I do. I'm very anti-superstition. I don't like it when people arrive at conclusions, even correct conclusions, through inaccurate methods. The other main problem with religion is that I can't trust a person who believes in an afterlife. Or especially if they're like a politician or a public figure of some kind. Say, for example, you have a religious politician. How am I to trust this person to do the right thing if it comes down against their scripture? I can't. Because to them, like, the very foundational moral principle of the universe, the creator of the universe, the divine fucking entity that made it all, demands they engage in behavior which opposes, say, the logic of whatever public policy I am referring to here. Abortion being a good example. A public figure's highest allegiance should always be to those they represent, not to any other figure, God or otherwise. What should be our 5-year plan? You mean for me personally? Not get banned from YouTube like I did Twitch? That's my 5-year plan. If I can just not get banned, that'd be great. Nowhere for me to really go after YouTube. Suppose I could make my own website. Can I stop getting hit by easy to dodge shit? Can I stop? Fuck, I wish I hadn't destroyed that fucking rainbow poop. No, 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 no. Speed up, nice. What's your opinion of Vaush and technology politics? I'm afraid I'm not familiar with this. Whoa! Double shot. This item literally just doubles the shots you fire. It's literally just 2 times damage. Coolio. God is a fascist. Jesus was a commie. Can't argue with that. I'll dig a little deeper. I don't want that. The sun is good, though. Full heal. Does the other side of your head actually exist? You'll never know, huh? Nah. Look. Hey. When I have a proper computer set up, I'll put a webcam in a place that's not quite as alienating to the audience. I promise this. Bungler! With the $10. The generosity unparalleled. Since reading is not your thing, how about audiobooks? Check out Democracy in Chains, A People's History of the United States, No Place to Hide. I have read A People's History of the United States. It was actually required reading for a class that I had in university by a fucking rad as fuck lefty professor. So I have listened to that. The other 2 I have not. Yes, I agree. I do, in some sense at least, have an obligation to the public discourse. I do believe I should read more. You know, my magic, the thing which makes me special, has never been my knowledge. It's been my rhetoric. It's been the way in which I present that knowledge. So, but it would be nice to balance that out a little bit. Pet reveal? Pet reveal? Why are people saying pet reveal? So can a democracy that's been subverted, like the US, for example, be fixed through itself? It seems to me like systems that subverted kind of help those systems exist. I genuinely do not know. I genuinely don't. It's a very interesting question to me. We are always, at this time, on the precipice of history. We must remember this. There has never been a precedent for the exact situation we are in right now. It's scary to be at the forefront of history. For all we know, 2 years from now, nuclear weapons could be detonated across the East Coast and the world as we know it comes to an end. There's no way of knowing this won't happen. There's no way of knowing for sure that it will happen. The only thing of which we can know for sure is that we have to do everything in our power to prevent it and other comparable catastrophes from happening. I'm not sure. I wish I knew. We really do pet reveal? Okay. Tell you what, guys. I'll do a listen. As I keep saying, talking is agony. After, this run of greed, I will do a pet reveal. Okay? And then I'm going to stop streaming. I know it's a short stream, but please do keep in mind that I am being very serious when I say every time I speak, it feels like there's a shard of glass running against my tongue. It's actually a miracle I'm not bleeding. To my knowledge. Why should we not take over local politics to institute and push people to socialism to show people that socialism can be a real good thing? Because socialism, because I'm in this sense a Trotskyist. Socialism has to go global. We could never like take over a single town and make it like the socialist utopia, because there are an enormous number of external pressures which could subvert our ability to do just that, to make impossible our attempts to best portray socialism. External pressures from without the city, our inability to participate and compete in the global market, capital seizure, the fact that many of the businesses within that city would be franchises or corporate owned, making it basically impossible to seize them without violence. And if we engage in violence, then we've got a whole other fucking group of problems there. It would never work. Tori, sent you a message on Discord, mature content warning, but tell you what you think. Did you send me a nude and ask me to rate a nude on stream? Have you actually done this? If you have, I respect your courage. And yeah, let me kill this, but then I'll fucking react to it appropriately. You know what? Sure. This is fine. Yeah, this is my new service. No, of course, no, I'll look it up on my phone. This is my new service to you people. If you give me money and send me nudes of yourself, I will give you my opinion. Though actually... What? Oh, wait, that might be TOS. Wait, that's... Wait, that was definitely TOS. That was actually a joke, guys. Don't ever do that to me. Everything I just said takes place exclusively in a video game. Everything was satire. And if you fell for it, frankly, you're an idiot. Dumbass. Unrelated, I will take a look at my Discord to see what's up.
Also, it's not a nude. Don't get too excited.
Oh my god, it's not a nude. It's something even fucking better. Guys, never mind. This isn't TOS at all. This is fucking radical. Holy shit!
What is it?
Take a look.
I get it. What is the animal?
I'm like a big wolf man
I guess it is.
with a big dick. And I eat betas.
Fear.
That's fucking rad. Are you kidding me?
Hey!
You're lucky I'm a good fucking alpha male. This is fucking rad. Holy shit. Absolutely. Tori, that shit was sick. Good going. Better art than I can do. Love me some talented art. Yeah, I guess that's my persona now. You know, the only time prior to this that somebody's drawn me as like a furry character is, I had a girlfriend who was a furry. Like a for real furry. Like an actual furry. And she drew me as a big dopey dog once. It was real cute. Ooh, yes please. By the way, Tori, if you'd like, you can post that in the drawn not safe for work section of my Discord. You probably already have, in fact. I don't know for a fact that you haven't. But if you haven't, you should. Wish it had been furry? Whoa, 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 whoa! What's wrong with it being furry? I'm pretty furry in real life, you know? So should our goal to be elect socialist Congress people in present so we can use Force USA to institute socialism UI? That'd be a simplified iteration of what I would like to see, but functionally, yes. I want a globalist approach in this respect. I'm very much a globalist in every conceivable manner. Workers the world unite, and what have you. What you're asking me essentially is how to implement socialism, but this is a very complicated question, and talking hurts. So I'll have to discuss it more later. Yeah, Tori, you should absolutely post that. I would love to just get the praise you deserve in a public arena. My only qualm is that it's not a horsecock. But perhaps it wouldn't have been as thematically consistent. Should we abolish copyright? In a capitalist system, no. Copyright serves a pretty important function. Copyright isn't just about corporations greedily controlling their brands. Copyright is also so that I can't, like, write a cool little short story online, sell it on Amazon for $2, and then a corporation can see it and go, and then with their marketing budget turn it into a $100 million project. Sorry. In this respect, copyright is useful. Obviously, copyright is exploited heavily by corporations, but that doesn't mean the idea is foundationally problematic. Of course, the only reason why copyright is necessary in the system is because for many smaller artists, their livability depends on the strength of their copyright protection, like their ability to survive. But in a socialist system, I think it should be abolished, yes. What? As a prospective ANCOM, also a follower of organized religion, should I be afraid of the revolution? Catalonia was not the friendliest environment. Listen, I would, this sounds like kind of dumb to say, but I would never support, like, violence against religious people, should the day of the revolution come. Like, if you're part of, like, a religious demonstration where you're out in the streets, like, arming people to stop the scourge of the socialist play, then maybe in circumstances like this, we could talk about it. But just being religious? No. I would never. Why do I support communism as opposed to authoritarian? Because I'm not authoritarian. What the fuck? I'm not an authoritarian. I'm not here for that shit. I like democracy. I like freedom. These are liberal values that I agree with. Liberal is in liberalism, of course, like traditionally liberal. Enlightenment values and all that. I like these things. Some of the best things that have ever come to humanity are a product of our collective social adherence to those values. Ah, fuck. No, I stepped on the switch. Do you play any Super Smash Bros. Melee on NetPlay? No, because I'm not a fucking boomer. Look, I'm an Ultimate boy, okay? I don't have a Switch, but I've played Ultimate on my friend's Switch, and it was a good-ass time, let me tell you. Fuck. Remember to draw a Vulcanida and Emil so people can send you fan art of that? Fuck, you're right, I should. That'd be... You know, I would love to do that on stream, you know. A drawing stream? I would need to get my webcam set up in the right place. I've done one drawing stream so far. It was on Twitch. I'm sure some of you were there for it. And I held the camera in my mouth. I detached the webcam from its tripod, and I held it in my mouth while I drew. We remember this, yes? What was the drawing that I did? Was it not in this book? Must have been in this one. Ah, Madame Mioff. Thank you very much for the $5 Australian. So I have a boyfriend who I got in with before I got on my reactionary phase. How do I get him over to the light side with me? Fuck. Well, you're already lucky in that by virtue of being his partner, you, merit some degree of respect from him. Why can I not find the thing I drew? Was I imagining this? Yeah, I drew like a sexy Josuke, but why can't I find it? Huh. Yeah. Also, guys, look. I drew a Fomorian from D&D a while back. I've always been quite fond of this drawing. Can you guys see it? He's being exploded because he died. Good, yes? Eh. As for convincing, as for convincing your boyfriend, fuck, I don't know. I've never really been in that position to convince, like, a dear, trusted person whom I love to change their perspective on this. Typically I just stop talking to them. But I imagine it's mostly a matter of appealing to their love to you, to bid them to respect you, not to necessarily just give up on everything they value and agree with you, but at the very least, to respect you enough to hear out your arguments. Well, now I'm just angry that I can't find it. I want to show my Josuke drawing. Here we go. It's stupid, but I drew this with a webcam in my mouth. It was quite difficult, I'll have you know. Like this gay drag queen-esque Josuke. Oh. Creative Nothing. Thank you so much for the $5. You've been incredibly generous to me today. I am entirely undeserving, and I mean that sincerely. I strictly follow the Ooga Booga Spy-Man. Do I get my sacrifice my true child every March when the revolution comes where you oppress my faith? Listen, friend, okay? Who among us has not, in times of crisis, sacrificed a third child to the Lord? Okay? Let he who has not sacrificed their third child cast the first stone. Go ahead, my friend. Just fuck that kid right up. Just fucking kill that kid. Nice. Any advice on bread pilling Ben Garrison? You think Ben Garrison can be bread pilled? Fuck. Your optimism exceeds mine, my friend. I'll just buy the heart. I'm a trans woman, he's bisexual. Somehow I knew. I feel like 80% of the women who follow my stream are trans. Actually, wait. Can I get your guys' and girls' and NB's opinions on this? And I'm really not trying to sound patronizing here. That's not at all my goal. Why do I have so many trans followers? I know I'm very openly pro-trans, and I'm authentic in these beliefs, of course. It's not posturing. But I have, like, a lot of trans followers. Again, by no means am I implying this is a bad thing. It's just statistically anomalous. Hey, I'm a non-binary trans woman? Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Avery. Oh, Greymind, I am familiar with those statistics. I just believe they should be interpreted in a different way. Can't we all be friends? Because you're not treating me like garbage every fifth word for me personally. Oh, okay. Good to know that the reason why there are trans people who like my content is because is a total fucking like least of two evils situation. Like, oh well. This one doesn't misgender me every other word. We'll take him. One of your first YouTube uploads was thinking on transphobes. Yeah, I imagine I'm going to be doing more of that when I go on the kill stream. The real tragedy is that, honestly, trans arguments are extremely boring. Arguing with transphobes is just very dull. It's just... just thinking about it, I'm getting a little sleepy. It's the same argument every single fucking time. Oh, well, gender is the same as sex, and sex is determined by chromosomes. No, nobody uses that definition. I guess if you want to use that definition privately on your own, that's cool, I guess, but no one uses that definition. Well, that's because lefty, the cucking of academia. No, gender and sex have been distinct terms legally and socially for a very long time, unless you think we're in, like, the fucking 80-year master plan, where only in the fucking last 10 years have trans people even been recognized broadly by the leftist community. Chromosomes! What better argument could you come up with than the chromosomes? I don't know. How do they define manhood and womanhood back in the Middle Ages before chromosomes were a thing? Do you think they didn't know what men or women were? Or do you think that socially people have defined men and women in different ways throughout time, and that your deference to chromosomes might rely more on the fact that you're interested in excluding trans people from their preferred gender, rather than finding some sort of cohesive, coherent, holistic definition of gender? It's so it's very boring. It's very boring, and also it's an unlosable argument for me. Because it's all semantic. Oh god. Okay, do we want a fucking pet reveal? Look. Look, it's a little baby. Here. Oh, I just hit 14K subs? Fantastic. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to hold it. No. Indy, no. No, he wants to be a part of the internet. Ooh. Alright, come here. Come here, little baby. I really can't overstate what good pets these fuckers make. Oh my god, do it. Go on the Ethernet cable. Oh god, fucking do it. Please. He's considering. These babies make phenomenal pets. They're... Yes! Yes, internet boy! You can do it! Oh my god, he's so good. Look at him, he's contemplating. Can he make the climb? Can he do it? Can he make it all the way? The pressure's on. Whoa! Hello. Oh, he's looking at you guys. He's watching. What a good boy. Alright, what are you doing? Are you just hanging there? Is this your new home? Beep. Oh. He continued the climb. Oh, but he's moving to the wall. Oh. Oh, he's making the switch. He's done with the internet, but he's using it to steady the tail. Oh. Whoa. Look at those paws in action. Dynamic boy. Lick. Look at this foot. He wants the chunky. He wants the chunky soup. You gonna get it? You're gonna fucking get it? Oh, 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 he's detaching himself. What does it mean? Hey, you can't go. You can't go back there. Nope. Okay. That's where spiders live. I gotta keep you safe, little boy. Here. Yeah, go straight down, okay? Here, come onto my hand. Oh, he hates my hand. Do I smell bad? No. No. No! He's dead! Work with me, please. He's so flat to the wall, I can't get my finger under him.
Hon,
What?
don't lose him.
I'm not, he's right here. There we go. He's back in the straight and narrow. Come onto my hand. Come on, do it. I'm gonna scoop you. There we go. Here, I'll give him Chunky. He's proud of it. Good boy. He's done with it. Oh, we're going back on the Ethernet cable, it looks like. Alright. Oh! What a good leap! Ah, that was actually some really good distance, Cindy. Good job. No. Please stop. Please. Come here. No, please. Stop. I don't want to hurt you. There we go. Oh my god. Alright. Asperger Peddler. What a name. Thank you so much for the $10. Thoughts on individualist anarchism and Max Stirner, specifically the ego in its own with a big heart and changed me from a Poltard into a leftist? Max Stirner is one of those people who I desperately need to familiarize myself with. I'm afraid that at this time I don't feel comfortable commenting on his works because anything that I said would be based on an extremely reductive set of understandings. I really appreciate the $10. He just changed the stream back to setting 1. Don't do that. This is my stream. You're the co-host. I promise I'll read more Stirner, okay? All right. Now, my mouth hurts very much. I have enjoyed this stream tremendously. Thank you very much for making this stream fun for me, in spite of the pain. Look. Say goodbye. Please don't jump. Good boy. Is he gonna lick? Do the eyeball lick. Do it. Do it. Eyeball lick. Eyeball lick. Double gecko. No. He was... Indy. God damn it. Ciancius, thank you so much for the $5. 8% of all homicides in the U.S. are done by the police, which make up just 0.2% of the population. Really makes you think, doesn't it? All right. I love you guys. Good night. Thank you so much for the support, by the way, for the $5, for the $10, and for all the support that I've seen tonight. It really means a lot to me. All of you, have a wonderful night.